ReUnity Park, using art as a revitalization strategy. Imagine taking a familiar path, one you take nearly daily. It can be walking to the nearest grocery store or heading to the gym. Do you remember what it is you see on your route when taking these trivial roads? Or is your mind misty, wandering from thought to thought while you look at your phone or just at the people who walk past you, looking but not actually seeing what is built around you? Most of the time, people are in a default mode when taking these paths, not paying attention to the city or what is around. This lack of interaction with the space that people take for granted is a missed opportunity that could improve the lives of the city's inhabitants, providing moments of true perspective and connection with the outside. Perhaps even play the part of a welcome escape from daily tasks and routine. Considering this, I devised a project where an interactive path connects points in the neighborhood. More than that, it connects the individual to the outside and invites us to venture out of the bubble of our minds as we take these common paths that we don't value as much as we should. After all, these paths can be familiar and daily, but it does not mean they have to be boring or not stimulating. Considering the distance that modern life has put between humans and art, we definitely don't visit museums as much as we used to. Rescuing our connection to art and its expression of human sentiment are essential to this project. This project aims to bring a new way to see and experience the city and its history based on art. The central idea is to engage the community, find artists from the area to create public art as a method of intervention along an artistically connected path. Murals and sculptures will line Market Street, making these paths a gallery of experiences, while enhancing the history of Jacksonville, where this project will be inserted. The study for this intervention started in the North Market Street, from the St. John's Cathedral to the Springfield Park. The idea is to continue developing this intervention in the entire street next year. Urban transformation projects play an essential role in improving cities and benefiting the environment as well as the population's health. Different types of change in cities can transform built-up areas and public spaces. Inserting art in an area has proven to be an instrument that serves to anticipate and shape our perspective and is also a way of intervening in a city. Adding art to the public space has the potential to influence our conceptions and inspire change. Exciting constructions and public artworks help us to imagine innovative and different solutions to our everyday challenges. The question leading this project is, how can art be a catalyst for redevelopment of public spaces and create an identifiable sense of space? How can art be a connective experience that reflects the local history and cultural identity of Jacksonville? This research aims to bring from art a new way to see and experience the city. What is public art? Public art reflects how we see the world. The artist responds to our time and place combined with our sense of who we are. The method of transforming public art into a unique element depends on its place in the landscape and where it was done. The culture and the climate happens to affect it too. Public art, sculptures, murals, colors help to engage community values and enhance the environment where it is inserted. An art piece is not a problem for itself, but it is one way to revitalize and bring this identity to these plazas, creating more human interaction and more representation of the true feeling of our time. As written in the Association of Public art attracts attention, which it's supposed to do. It is a suitable method of activating public spaces since it brings human attention. Public art is inside of public history. It represents a culture and that involves collective memories. It is a way of reveal society and meaning to the cities. As most of the time, artists, sensible people, reflect their vision to the world from their work, the same as happens with architects, reflecting their work from the constructions they project. They both create a public experience. Downtown Chicago and Grand Park are a good example of it. As you can see in these images, artistic monuments were spread throughout the city, strengthening the identity of the space and bringing even more human interaction, mainly with the Cloud Gate, better known as the Bean. And then, another precedent that I am using to enforce my project is the Wynwood Arts District. In the 20th century, Wynwood was used to be a dangerous area, but after the art intervention, it became a famous touristic point in Miami. And this project goes a little bit against what a famous writer about the definition between spaces and places called Bruno Zevi discusses. He says that a place is not generated through walls. Wynwood is a place generated through artistic walls. This is what creates the active environment in between them. The idea of this project is to understand and implement ways in which art can help to improve an existing urban region by connecting people to the space. For this reason, the project studied places where people have inadequately occupied public spaces, suffer from a lack of meaningful human activity, and have the historical, cultural, and artistic potential to develop to become the focal point and a touristic point for the city. Nowadays, as we can see in these images of the existing site conditions, there are many vacant lots, and this is good because it allows us to add more ideas to the site, from graffiti to murals to major sculptures, as well as to the central Unity Plaza. Along this path, new uses are proposed to densify especially Market Street and add more infrastructure for it to become a mainstream. We also want to encourage the use of public transportation, so this route will start from the Rosa and Hemming Park station, which is a SkyRail and one of them a bus station too, going towards the Market Street, continue down to St. John's Cathedral, and continue down to South Market Street until you reach the new landmark in the area, the new Skywater intervention that Candela, another student, is taking care. Given that the history of this region is so important, the art along this path will tell and show a little bit of this history, creating a comfortable atmosphere besides engaging artists from the community to develop these artistic areas. While the path itself will be extremely important, the central point of the project is the St. John's Cathedral. Considering that it is the original point where the city started and it also the highest point in the neighborhood. It marks the center of the historical and artistic path being proposed and should represent what the project is about, connecting people to the city and to each other. To emphasize this idea, a new plaza is being created in front of the cathedral. The purpose of the new plaza, the Unity Park, as the name already shows, will create a public space where residents and guests who visit the cathedral can get together and sit, rest for a while under a natural shading area, and reflect upon the site, the city, and its historical importance. The center of the park is designed as a focal point where a sculpture or a fountain or a light show can be installed, again being created by a Jacksonville community. Around the plaza, small business and stores will be installed. We are relocating and improving the Cathedral School's conditions in the bottom left, creating a connection from the plaza to the new history museum that Simone, another student, is taking care. As our goal is to make the region more popular and dense, the artistic intervention along Market Street and the new Unity Park will create an incentive for people who do not live or work to come to the region to learn more about it and experience the art. The project will reach its goal of transforming a daily path that is dull and uninteresting into an interactive experience that draws residents and tourists along the way, with a midpoint that represents the community coming together, all while unifying the historical importance and also the potential of Jacksonville and its people.